Welcome to my version, the N-gauge version of the Esquimalt and Nanaimo Railway on Vancouver Island. Mostly completed and inoperable, mainly operating position. We have here a locomotive waiting, as it were, in the wings, which is Victoria, but we'll bring it on stage into Esquimalt and Russell's Yard, which is in the front here with its turntable, its house and the yard. Train is passing a museum which is actually 60 miles away from here, but I think we can have a bit of artistic license, and as it comes along in the front we're going to pull it into front of the warehouses where the train will be broken apart and switched for these warehouses. This is Esquimalt Yard. It's pretty empty right now. A lot of the stuff is off island, but we do have one locomotive, and we're going to get this guy to come along, and we're going to take this one north to Nanaimo. We did that before, but we seem to have a problem with the coupling. There we are, and the big 050 came into use, and here we go, we're away, all being well. You can see little dots on the top. This has got red dots on this one, the locals behind is white. They indicate where the cars are going to go. It's now disappearing, and it's going to do something like 90 miles here before we stop it. There we go, it's going some 90 miles away behind this structure here, which is Crofton Mill. It doubles as a coal mine in places, but right now it's Crofton Mill, and what is happening at Crofton Mill is we're going to bring in a logging train which is waiting in the wings off of here. Little buttons all over the place that we have to do. There we are. As it's coming in past the log booms and the tug that brings them here, it's going to stop on me for some obscure reason. Again, big 050, and as I said, it's operating, as I said, mostly, so we're doing the best we can here. So here we are coming in to the yard for Crofton, and as we pull up to a stop here, we're going to stop beside a little yellow Loki. This little yellow locomotive will hitch onto those log trucks, logging cars, push them way around the corner and back up the hill to that mill. While we're at it, we've gone around an area which is called Extension. Extension has its own yard. It has this big grain structure here, grain mill. It has its own locomotive that works this area, and it's 40 miles away from where we stood right now, but again a little bit of artistic license. You can see all the bits of blue indicating the sky which is behind, it shows that everything is happening behind that bit of sky. And as we come down here, we're going to go down to the barge where there is a little locomotive waiting to tow a lot of 3 cars off, and with a bit of luck I think we're stalling here, but that's what happens. We're going to get, again, we're not completely done here. What we'll do is we'll stop here, and then we'll reverse the locomotive and train up to pick up, all being well. Obviously we're not going to do the other three cars on the barge. We do also have behind here, we also have the the lumber section for Crofton, which this particular area does double duty as Nanaimo Yard and as Crofton Yard. I won't bring on the train too fast, but it's coming into what is known as Wellcock's Yard here, and and Wellcox is where this train will be switched around given the assigned places. The little coloured dots will go on to the top of it depending on where it's going. You can see these two here, they're white, they're going back down to Esquimalt, and this orange dot is going to Esquimalt industry. So those three will go on their own particular train very shortly. And as we pull back here, you can get an overview of the model. It's retaining the operating way that the Esquimalt and Nanaimo did. It went from the South Island up to Central Island, taking goods on and off island, picking up various things from coal yards, coal mines, and logging, which was the original purpose of the railway. And we're trying to maintain that. We have here the little dots which indicate we'll pop on top of the rail cars when we need to go. And in front of us here is the panel. And you see there's lots of switches on there, which is probably why I'm having a lot of trouble trying to click them and turn everything going. We have two throttles, which are not very good, but I'm working on that. One there and then one here, so two people can work this. One will work perhaps this yard up here, and the other one will work and do all the switching and then turn the switches over to the right hand side, and that guy will operate all of this. So it can be a lot of fun to have a buddy in and play and keep the system alive, because unfortunately it looks like the real thing is dormant, probably extinct. It'll end up probably more or less as rail trails, in other words cycling and walking paths, but we're going to have to just keep the system alive in miniature and for the fun of it. Thank you for watching, and thank you very much. Bye now.